Hey, back here with Campaign Trail Showcase, and today we're going to be playing a mod called 2012 Shattered, which takes place in a timeline where Hillary Clinton won the 2008 Democratic primaries and subsequently the election, becoming the first female president of the United States. And she's now facing an election against Sarah Palin of the Republican Party. So the 2012 election is said to become a cultural milestone, and definitely that's what a shattered refers to. The glass ceiling is being shattered, with both major parties on the brink of nominating female candidates for the first time in American history. So President Clinton seeks a second term, threatened by the former Alaska governor Sarah Palin, and looming large over the campaign are Clinton's polarizing legislative achievements, a fragile economy, and mounting criticism over her foreign policy decisions. We are going to be playing as Hillary Clinton today, and our strategy is clear: defend our record while casting doubt on Palin's preparedness for the nation's highest office. And this election could redefine the role of women in leadership for generations to come. So no pressure there. Hillary R. Clinton, born October 26, 1947, the President of the United States, Democratic from New York, a complicated relationship status. So we've spent our first term promoting an ambitious if controversial agenda. All the classics: healthcare, economic stimulus, climate action, financial regulation, workers' protection, etc. But it all stopped in 2010 midterms and the rise of the Tea Party. As the president ran headfirst into a Republican-controlled Congress, under the weight of a struggling economy, mounting scandals, and climbing frustration from the left, her approval rating has steadily fallen. And this is a very interesting quote from Hillary Clinton: "If I want to knock a story off the front page, I just change my hairstyle." Which is quite a powerful quote. And my interpretation is that that's referring to how obsessed the media is with female figures and how, and particularly with how they look, and that sort of, aggressive obsession with always covering any changes to the looks of female figures. Favorite books are Little Women, The Goldfinch, and The Brothers Karamazov, all classics. Favorite movies: Out of Africa, Casablanca, and The Sound of Music. That's a great movie. And of course, we could also play as Sarah Palin, or buck up or stay in the track. And favorite book, the Bible, definitely. Favorite movies: Hoosiers, Rudy, Rocky. Don't know what. Oh, I have watched Rocky. Roseanne Barr is the third option. She's running a third party bid as from the Green Party, and she's also a woman. So the whole 2012 Shattered theme continues with that. But we're going to be doing Hillary Clinton today. So we're going to go with the default winner-take-all method, as is the case in American elections. And here we go. Well, Madam President, they've called it. Despite the misplaced efforts of one Senator Bernie Sanders to derail her nomination and those painful nights, it's like 2016, 8 years early. After the Iowa caucus, things have thankfully turned around. So we have won the nomination, of course we have, as a sitting president. And what would you like to say now? The media has been feeding the Bernie campaign free advertising for months. So now we need to take a victory lap. There's a good day for people who want common sense solutions that continue to deliver for working families, not these pie-in-the-sky promises. The campaign is over, but the general election has only just begun. What is tapping to is very real. I definitely agree with that. So I think we want unity, obviously, so this is an attractive answer. We got this one having to crawl around in the muck. Let's keep things brief and to the point. Thank the Democratic primary voters, progressive achievements. Don't need to mention the gentleman from Vermont. That's not very friendly, is it? Let's call a spade a spade. Sanders is toxic. Isolationism, trillions in unfunded spending, insults, name calling, and endless division. Well, okay, if you don't want division, maybe don't attack the guy. Let's just go with the unity promoting option. You've eaten your humble pie. Bernie Sanders accepts the congratulations and in return endorses us. Yay. Much of his base remains dissatisfied and may not follow his lead come November. Well, you can't win everything, can you? Despite your troubles in the Democratic primaries, nothing compared to the mess the Republicans have found themselves in. Despite a last-minute attempt by the so-called respectable Republicans to derail her, one-time governor of Alaska and full-time political disaster Sarah Palin has just passed the delicate threshold to claim the Republican nomination. First time both major parties have a female nominee. Any words for the occasion? Today is a great day for the United States. America will have the choice between two female candidates, and I, for one, applaud that, definitely. Awesome strides women have finally made in our politics, is certainly something to be celebrated, but let's not forget the people who paved the way for Miss Palin. Great women like Madeleine Albright and Nancy Pelosi. And Nancy Pelosi retired from politics recently. She was definitely one of the greats in American politics. Nancy Pelosi. You could argue a great villain, some people would say, a great hero, some people would say, but a great nonetheless. The only historic thing about Sarah Palin is a historic lack of qualifications, a fringe political platform, and a history of outrageous statements. The American people, I would not trust them that much to reject a fringe political platform and outrageous statements, unfortunately. Whoa, that's not to be too hasty. Some are blocking Sarah. Let's just say we won't comment. I think, yeah, I mean, not commenting is kind of a boss move, isn't it? Like, not my problem. The enemy of the party's intellectual class who ditched their nominee dies when Governor Romney prematurely concedes the race. In return, is Palin who points to your primary defeats. Okay. Here we have all Alaska saying about glass houses, Madam President. That's unfortunate for us. I think that backfired a bit. And here's the United States electoral map. So as it stands, we are winning, but I mean Palin is almost 2 points ahead in the popular vote, which really shows how narrow our lead is. And you look at Michigan is, is red is not good news. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia are just leaning Democratic, so we need to really shore up our blue wall here. And I would really like to try and get Florida as well. And these are the issues and issue stances of the different states. So we've got the Great Recession, 2008 global financial crisis, Hillary Care, which I'm assuming is like the Obamacare stand-in this timeline, war on terror, feminism, and party identity. So we've got, it's quite, specifically the Democratic Party identity. So yes, I'm not really sure why that's relevant in a general election. I guess you still gotta control your base, right? So yeah. War on terror. So if you're looking at these states that we really care about, Hillary carries mixed results, repeal and replace. It's not very popular in any of these states, not great. They're all struggling. So that's about economic issues would be a very important focus for us. War on terror growing weary. Ohio is liberal interventionist for whatever reason. And war on terror Bush doctrine, which kind of feels like the same thing. So yeah, definitely gonna be keeping an eye on the Midwest, as it were. Oh yeah, right. This is a visit. So visits just provide a flat bonus. Let's just visit Pennsylvania. It's always good to have Pennsylvania in our camp. Only a few weeks ago before the Democratic Convention, and all journalists' attention is focused on the Republican Party's struggle to unite. Let's kick off our own re-election campaign in high gear. Where should we start? Economy. Look, unification is good. Well, actually, Michigan, and this is still about the economy. Looking at this, does anyone remember the dark days of the Bush administration? Clean Energy Act. It feels like green collar jobs. Love that. It feels like this is very much a negative, attacking the past administration. We've had an entire term. No one is blaming Bush for their problems now. So if we're going to be talking about the economy, we may as well go to Michigan and actually highlight our own achievements. more for union power than any president since Roosevelt. So that'd be popular in Michigan, which is a very unionized state. North Carolina is and focus on foreign policy. No, I definitely want to focus on bread and butter economic issues. The stadium is only half full, already embarrassing for a presidential launch. Several dozen young people signed up and unfolded banner decrying your free trade policies. I did forget, we support free trade, the Midwest generally doesn't. And the camera catches Bill Clinton with his face in his hands. Oh well, you can't win them all. And how's that? I mean, look, Michigan's moved moved in our favor, so but it's not looking good. I mean, just a tiny change in the statewide votes, and you've got Paley now ahead on 327 electoral votes, which is not great. The entire party has gathered in St. Louis. It's been less than a cordial affair to date. Bernie's delegates have presented a list with their massive party platform, and a mix of Tea Partyers and Occupy Wall Street have paraded their theatrical displays across the highways of Missouri. So the Tea Party really encompasses the fringe right, Occupy Wall Street, the fringe left. So, we're being attacked on all sides here. So perhaps something can be done to patch up the party. And I think that should be a capital P there. But that's a bit of a nitpick. We need to sell the progressives. Congresswoman Giffords or Giffords. Not sure who that is. The threat of a President Paley represent the country. We need to remind everyone. So a negative rhetoric. Vote for us just because we're not them. Doesn't work. Hasn't worked in real life. Isn't gonna work in this game, I'm sure. And I'm not sure about the negative attacks either. I quite like the energy. Senator Biden. Um, getting Biden is just. Then again, we can get Liz Warren and Tammy Baldwin. Oh, and let Bernie speak. Oh, I think we'd have to let Bernie speak. We really need to patch up the left wing. Wild Herd Vermonter delivers an endorsement, but not before he implores Democrats to talk more about genuine structural economic reform. Replacing capitalism? Finding a calmer and more dependable candidate sector the stage. The most progressive president of our lifetimes. Oh, and we can choose our running mate now after the convention. Evan Bay, who is the current vice president of the United States. I'm not sure if this mod allows you to drop him for other possible candidates. We might play it again and see if it does. Great vice president. So we did win Indiana in 2008. That's very impressive. The moniker, every Republican's favorite Democrat. That's not a great moniker in my opinion. Particularly now that the Republican Party's being led by the Tea Party and by Sarah Palin. Makes fun of their elected officials. Team of Rivals, Giovanni's Room. Don't know either of those books. Don't know either of those movies. I've heard of Forrest Gump. Haven't had the opportunity to watch it myself. Continue. And we're going to keep visiting Pennsylvania here. Oh, we might actually. I think we can swing Pennsylvania around. I think we might try and go for Michigan actually, because Michigan's quite slipping away a bit too much at this point. Vice President Evan Bay is honored to be renominated by you to be your deputy. He's a blue dog Democrat. Are there any themes you would like to hit upon in his acceptance speech? Stop talking about the Bush administration. It's such a. I'm not gonna do that. Evan has been by my side. Evan is a perfect man. Rally the moderates. I mean, yeah, look, rallying the moderates or an attack dog. I don't know if. I mean, if like attacking Sarah Palin surely just feeds into the cycle of into her campaign strategy. So we're just gonna try and unite the moderates and rally the moderates. Speaks to his people. A depleted caucus, but one I could spell the difference. Absolutely. Because again, look, it's a okay. I'm seeing way too much red, but it's a very close election here. We really need to try and fix that popular vote because, yeah, not looking too great for us right now. But it's still a while to go, so I'm sure we can win this. With any luck, this is the last campaign of your career, which God willing will end in another landslide victory. As you're just a convention hall and the millions of Democrats and regular Americans, how will you bring this convention home? Shared values. Again, let's not attack the Tea Party. Kind of feels useless. I don't have vision. Let's do that. Republicans on this again. It's just negative attacks. A part-time president. Let us you go. Talking about experience. I don't think people care about experience. That's the problem with people who are struggling. Don't care about what experience. If anything, experience works against you because the people want someone who's not a political insider. With a positive focus on a message, given the plan, there's a lot to talk about. MSNBC, I'm hoping is supporting us, and Fox would inevitably be attacking us, etc., etc. And look at that, a bit more blue on the screen. I'm gonna keep visiting in Michigan. Terrible news, that's not good. Oh, okay, an attack in Libya. Coalition based on the ground instead of Benghazi, to be exact. 40 American soldiers and staff, and 30 foreign nationals. That's terrible. Killed in a coordinated attack. Worst casualty events, or ever, and given a sour mood the public already has on Libya, without a thoughtful response to this tragedy. So yeah, I'm assuming this is in this timeline, Hillary Clinton has intervened much more heavily in Libya, um, to oust Gaddafi. So American troops on the ground, coalition troops on the ground. So some silence. I don't think silence is gonna help us. Ask for support. Blaming other people isn't gonna help. Never afford to back down. Dispel this myth. That trying to just stand next to a press and going, there's no chaos, nothing's happening. This just feels like if you're explaining, you're losing, right? So let's, instead of explaining, just, you know, try and rally around the flag. Worked well at first. It doesn't last long. Yeah, well, I think that is what it is. I don't think I could do anything to change that. Tea Party Revolution of 2010 drove a stake through your legislative agenda. Much of the movement's grievances are tied to economic policy, government spending, and high taxes. The American people are sick to death of this borrow and spend administration. The stimulus package was too small. Well, that has nothing to do with their grievances. False premise. Look again, I'm just not gonna attack people. I don't think attacking people really helps that much. Deficit in government spending. 4 years ago, the country was saying about the worst economic crisis. Let's just. I mean, holding back to hard times. Let's just go with that. Fair as it may be, well, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. You know, if they're gonna judge us based off art, not Mr. Bush's. Um, it's not great. I think we're not really answering any questions correctly. We still do have a while to go, so let's actually speed up a bit. It must be said, ma'am. It must be said, ma'am, the difference between government opinion and you is a personal touch. Okay, so I'm unlikable, she's likable, hockey mom, whatever. For your public image is reserved at best. This is just typical. It is sexist. Definitely agree with that. But I've got to participate in the charade because the charade is unfortunately runs America and runs the electorate. Get out of Washington. That's good. Visit people. I don't like late night shows. Oh, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. Pokemon go to the polls. Um, it's time to embrace a new media. Twitter. Look, 2008. Social media is just not that big in 2000. Oh, sorry, 2012. Yeah, well, it's really just starting, I'd say. I mean, hence the Facebook theme of this whole mod. Oh, and the banner changed. I didn't notice that. That's really cool. Um, yeah, okay. So we're just gonna go with meeting people. This was not the best. Are there any right answers, or am I just really bad at this game? Um, favorite singer was Beyonce, and I failed to name her song. Well, why? That's not my fault. Why would Hillary say her favorite singer is Beyonce? If why would she lie? Healthcare program, the Patient Protection and Public Health Act is your signature achievement to date. Obamacare slash Hillary Care. 40%, only 40% are in favor. And because it's called Hillary Care, it all goes back to us. What isn't helpful? Compromise. This is a nothing burger. This is a nothing burger. This is again explaining. If you're explaining, you're losing. Um, they want to repeat and replace it with what? Yeah, I mean that's pretty good, you know. What do you have? Concepts of a plan? A full defense, put the onus on Republicans. Oh, great. Finally a good answer. Okay, let's go with Pennsylvania, because now I feel like I'm playing a defense. Because if we can get Ohio, and Ohio can replace Michigan, right? So this can be our little bit of a deformed blue wall. We get these three. I think that's enough to win the election, even without Florida. I, yeah, I think that's right. Actually, I'm not sure, because, yeah, Palin is leading in Ohio. So if we get those 18 electoral votes, that brings us to just 270. So we just need these three states. I'm gonna abandon everything else and just focus on our deformed blue wall. Madam President, more bad news. Job report is not good. Great, 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 great. Sure as rain, Penn and Republicans will use as evidence that the economy is failing. How do you spin this? Let's look for bright spots. Confirms every month, increase in jobs. None of this is factoring in the state of the world today. Again, explaining you're losing. That's worse. Attacking them isn't gonna save, your mistakes. Isn't gonna justify your mistakes. Yeah, I mean, I think I quite like this one. Technically, every month there's been an increase in jobs. Let's go with that. A neat trick and always pays to bash Congress. Going to smash the perception you have simply failed to revive the American economy. Oh well. Oh well. Your support for mega donors has helped construct the best financed re-election campaign in history. We got loads of money. That's all. That can't be bad. Candidate can always only be good. Young Americans, they'd never vote. Don't care about them. Republican Party, nope. Why would they? No, no. Hit the same group as the one that has an 8 election working Joes. White working class. WWC. We definitely can't afford to lose them, especially if he wants this deformed blue wall. So I think we're probably going to go for the working Joes. Uphill climb and many in this campaign might be the best to abandon this demo. Perhaps all hope is not lost. Yay. And look, Wisconsin, which has that rural white working class base, has turned very, very blue now. Let's just visit Ohio. Oh, actually, we do need to defend Virginia as well, which is something I forgot. Look, Florida seems to be swinging really wildly. Maybe I'm gonna focus everything on Florida, because if we can win those 29 electoral votes, we should have this in the bag, right? Fair criticism, non-profit charity Clinton Foundation, right media as a bit of front for cronyism and corruption. Do you have any response? Reiterate the truth. Ridiculous. Don't explain. Deny. About time mention offensive. Alright, let's just go into the offensive. Yeah, Koch brothers. I would recommend reading about that's annoying. What the heck? Okay, anyway, yeah, look, the Koch brothers are, I don't know a whole lot about them. Very shadowy figures. They basically, I think, are responsible for the build up and the financing of the right wing network that influences American politics. Yeah, I would read up on the Koch brothers. It's quite interesting stuff. Anyway, despite decisively defeating Bernie Sanders in his quixotic bid for the Democratic nomination, many of the Bernie Bros have jumped ship, voting for the Green Party. That's just a wasted vote, isn't it? Because that's wow, 3% for Barr. Yes, if you had like a preferential voting, theoretically I get that 3%. I have this election in the bag. But anyway, what do we do? Bernie's fault. No, just rhetoric alone isn't gonna. We have no trust. We have no credibility. Looney Tunes candidate. Um, that's quite good. Talk about what we've actually done on the climate. I don't think just ignore Libya, honestly. We're not commenting. It's a joke. Let's just go with this one. The green focus. Market-friendly approach to global warming. Oh, right. The activists hate it though. Well, that's just. Why would they It's a beautiful phrase. Green collar jobs. Polluter in chief. That's. Come on, guys. Come on. Why? What, do you want to destroy the planet? Well, there's so much red. Really? How destructive was just that 0.3%? I'm. Oh god, the gap is getting to 5 points. I don't know if we can win this. Gonna keep visiting Florida. Supreme Court has just ruled 5-4 in favor of. Oh, sorry, 5-4 in NFIP versus Dashel. The healthcare bill are unconstitutional. That's horrible. On the horizon too, as a woman whose name has been tied to this bill, do you have anything to say? These actually work in our favor. If they're striking out people's healthcare, surely that'll mobilize people to fight for that healthcare. Without the man and healthcare mechanisms will deteriorate. Um, yeah, definitely, definitely. I think I'll just tell the American people what they're doing to you, and all of a sudden, Republicans don't seem so comfortable when talking about the abysmal failures of Hillary care. Always best to make hay while the sun shines. It's natural this new year of the woman, women's issues are being called to the forefront. Was abortion. Where Palin stands totally against it. We've stuck to the doctrine of safe, legal, rare. We need to mention abortion specifically. Women's healthcare, contraception, sex education. All that's very good. Safe, legal, rare? No. That's, I mean, come on. 90s. 2012. It's been 22 years. Views on abortion are the issue here. Oh, just don't. Yeah, but I feel like people like Palin thrive on scandal, so I don't see the benefit in attacking her, to be honest. Roe v. Wade. Supreme Court cannot be trusted. Ooh, codify Roe. I think that would mobilize right-wing voters way more than it would the left. So I'm actually just gonna not mention abortion specifically. Liberal values now, okay. Yeah, let's just keep visiting Florida. Far away from the immigration debate, the porter-in-chief by the left and Mrs. Amnesty. What an oxymoron. How can I be both things at the same time? Best way to stick to what polls best. The path to citizenship for immigrants in the United States today. A lot of anxiety, economic migrants. Nation of immigrants. Yep, the Statue of Liberty. Give me your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Um, City on the Hill. Let's just go as far to the left as possible. Oh, come on. I can't do anything right, can I? Very cynical mod. Or maybe I'm just choosing the wrong answers. Great achievements is the American Clean Energy Act, ACEA. Cap and trade. Regulating carbon. Um, uh, muster a defense for the bill. Climate denier. Let's put this as the average person. Yeah, look, cheaper energy. And this is just true. Green energy does equal cheaper energy. It's really interesting because solar power is today the cheapest form of power by far. Including startup costs. So it's just a market. That is just a market now. If renewable is cheaper than fossil fuels, even if the planet was in no danger, renewable is just better. Um, America's leagues ahead. It's quite nice as well, the foreign policy. But I do think, yeah, like better for the average consumer tied into economics. That's what we gotta do. Um, an achievement to make people understand. And so I think that's quite good. And Ohio's turned quite blue there. Oh, and it's yeah, it's quite. I think the mod is set so that the RNG swings, random swings in voting supports are really large, which is actually quite interesting because it does keep up a lot of suspense and tension in the mod. Um, University of Denver presidential debate, economy and healthcare. Debates aren't one on who's got the most points, the personality contest, political amateur, fact checker. Sarah has been trying to take my public persona, needle her, throat, trying to rake me with coals, a cool demeanor. Let's just go with that. Oh, come on. Thanks for defining low expectations. That's just great. Despite the crash advantage you cash advantage, sorry. Despite the cash advantage you hold over the Republicans, it's never enough. Money troubles. Um, how do we? New York City, Hollywood, startup economy, dairy farm, bank, Wall Street types. Let's go with Hollywood. We can get some celebrity endorsements as well. Um, yeah, look, anything is better than nothing, hey. Try and shore up Michigan. Second presidential debate. Palin has just been rocked by a slate of lurid allegations that put her on the back foot. You deliver solid answers on education reform. Martha from Toledo asks you, Madam President, do you think that some of the criticisms that you and your opponent often lean into? Do you think that some of the criticisms that you and your opponent often lean? Oh, this isn't written correctly, but I think, yeah, the criticisms we make of each other lean into sexism, or criticisms of both of us. I don't know. How should this be addressed? Um, yeah, I'm part of the game, part of the territory. It's not. No, that's not okay. Conversation we need to have. Criticism of true. How do we look and speak? It's complex. And just a nothing answer. Um, Women in politics should be able to face challenges based on their actions, not just these superficial judgments. I mean, let's just go with this. It feels like the fullest answer. Cheap shot towards the end. Ooh, okay. I should have read that answer more closely. I'm not sure what the cheap shot was. Whoops. Uh-huh. A leak. Emails. Come on, it's 2012, not 2016. WikiLeaks. 4,000. Ooh, that's not good. Um, this is Putin written all over it. Kremlin propaganda, interview, millionaire deranged conspiracies, WikiLeaks, a clear threat. Let's just blame it on Putin. Okay. Comment on elections abroad, dismissing your allegations. Oh God. I don't know if we're gonna win this, guys. UN is pending off for the third and final presidential debate. I think this is we need to win this. Foreign policy. Um, Bob Schaffer asked you the first question. American troops are in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya. Is America overcommitted? That's talking about trying to justify the war on terror with the world wars. I mean, no one is going to buy that, right? Um, Crux of the question, Libya. Um, Talking about supporting our allies. Don't know how much the American people would care about that. Get the facts out. We're not overstretched. Troops will come home. Oh, explaining. Tough decisions. Okay. Can you trust? Well, we don't have any trust, so we can't really be talking about trust, can we? Let's just explain, see what happens. Um, oh well, that didn't end well. Last summer reprieve on the eve of the election. Superstorm Sandy has struck. That is not reprieve. That's horrible. Might be good for us in terms of politics, I guess. Suspend our campaign. National emergency. Oh yeah, sure. Let's just go with the full run. But once the White House seems in its element, handling crisis brings out its best. Great, 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 great. I do see Florida is quite blue. Popular vote. Oh wow, we really closed the gap. That is very encouraging. Um, so yeah, let's just hope. Let's try and visit Michigan. I think we can do this. Long and grueling process. Have you done enough? Last minute rallies. Let's have a look. Oh, come on. See, it's that swing, that RNG swing again. Everything swung back toward Palin, and that is not good. So I think we're gonna visit the Midwest, or actually, would Florida be enough by itself? It would. Let's just go to Florida. I think it's a bit safer. Florida, just go Florida, 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 Florida. God, 49 complex and multifaceted piece of policy. Save Hillary K. Yay. Let us watch the election unfold. So, Clinton, Palin, Howell, and Barr. 8% complete. Kentucky, of course, comes in. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. I thought she'd lead a bit. I thought it'd be a greater gap in Kentucky there. Indiana. I won Indiana just 4 years ago, and look where it's at now. Georgia, ooh, 16-point gap in Georgia is brutal. It is not a good sign for us. Oklahoma expected, Maryland, Vermont. Wow, 12% for Barr in Vermont. New York. Gotta keep our eyes on these four states and on Florida, of course. It's all gonna come down to those states. New York is that's a good margin. 5% for Barr. Wow. Um, she's got 50% of the popular vote so far. That's shocking. We won New Mexico. Oh, Wisconsin. That's good. That is a ooh, and Ohio. Ooh, and Florida. I think we won this. Oh yeah, we won this. That was very close. But yeah. Won this year's election. Click OK. A nice victory speech, definitely. Let's go to final results. A close win, but a win's a win. Given how close things were, it was always a distinct possibility someone would lose the popular vote yet win the election. Oh, did we lose the popular votes? Oh, that's horrible. And look, Roseanne Barr got two faithless electors from me. And wow, we lost by like 2 million votes. That's really. But, if this was a preferred voting system, surely we get all of those votes. So we actually do technically. We are preferred by more of the American public to Sarah Palin. I'm certain of that. That's the way the cookie crumbles. The Republicans do that job for us. A win today and one is effectively a technicality. The Tea Party aren't going to forget this. Crying fraud. Sounds familiar. Eliminate the Electoral College. Why bother? Eliminating the Electoral College does seem like a good idea. Yeah. Election map, results by state, result details. So this is the canon result. We did a fair bit worse than a canon result, but a win is a win. It's very nice that code 1 and code 2 is right there. Just really, all the mods by Thatchmaster are really, really crisp and just hard to criticize in any way. They're just very, very well made. And look at that, it's a mock-up of a 2008 mod for the 2008 election in this timeline. Brilliant stuff. I'm just going to do a quick check of what the closest state was. Colorado. Once again, a reminder that voting does matter. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we're definitely gonna revisit this mod in the future. But for now, that's all for today, and see you next time.